Hey, welcome back to this will be part 4 of how does your bug out bag stack up for 2020. So hopefully you watched part 1, 2, and 3. This is obviously going into the rest of the kits that you've seen in the prior videos. So this is going to go over my fire kit, my fishing kit, and this is actually like a little water filter kit. So we will slide these to the side. We'll knock this one out first. So hopefully this isn't too long of a video, but you know how my videos tend to be. It might end up that way. So getting into here, first we're gonna have some of the coffee filters. Those are nice for pre-filtering your water. I keep a Sawyer Mini in here. So just to recap, I do have the Sawyer Mini. I have the Hydro Blue Sidekick, and I have the Grail Geopress Ultralight, or well, maybe not the Geopress, the Grail Ultralight. So 3 different filter types that I do keep in my bag because water is of utmost importance. I would say that it quite possibly is the most important item you could have. Water and fire, to me, are the 2 most important items. You can make shelter out of anything you can find around. Food, you can go a little bit without food. You're gonna need something to eat though here pretty quick. You ain't gonna make it but a few days without something to eat. So, but at any rate, same with the water. I mean, you're gonna have to have some pretty quick. So I do like to keep multiple ways of filtering and water procurement. Just have this in one of these little Spec Ops bags. Got that at my local Army surplus store. Good little good little pouch for doing that. Moving along to the fishing kit. So as you've probably noticed, I do like these Maxpedition organizers. These are the beefy organizers. They do work great for doing things like this, because I do like to have organization and compartmentalization in my bag. That way when I know I want something, I just jump right in there. I know what I'm looking for. I do have all different colors of these bags, so that way I know exactly what color I'm looking for, as well as I keep them labeled, not necessarily for me, but somebody else. If there was another person, I said, hey, would you go grab my fishing kit, or hey, my fire kit, whatever the case may be, they're gonna know right away without having to explain anything. So this little tape here, got that actually off Amazon, and you can have them custom made. It was kind of high. I think it was maybe $6 or $7, but I like it. It's reflective and glow in the dark, so I'm probably going to get some more of those made for various things. I just thought, how can you go wrong with that? So, I mean, even if it is a little more expensive, it finishes out the kit the way I want it finished out, so it's worth it to me. So we'll jump in there. All right. And it doesn't look like there's a whole lot in here, and really there's not a whole lot in here, but it's sufficient what is in here. So as you saw in hopefully the first video, these are the what do they call those, the limb lines, the Southern Survival limb lines. Keep those in there. And there's a few items here that you didn't see in the first video, so we'll get into those too. So jumping right back here, keep a couple of the military speed hooks, and also go ahead and keep the instructions for it in there too, because I mean, it's just a piece of paper, might as well keep it in there with it. But these work good. So between these right here, that gives you 4 ways right off the bat of passive fishing without having to construct anything. So if you constructed your own few, did another 3 or 4 passive fishing devices, which there's videos on that on YouTube, and maybe I'll make one of those videos too someday, we'll see. But anyway, that'll give you 4 ways to be catching fish right off the bat, and you can be doing something else, you know, getting your water ready, getting your food ready, getting your shelter made, whatever the case may be. So those are kind of handy to have. Let's see, what else do we have? Okay, we've also got another little, it's kind of like a jig head and body kit there. The bodies and the heads with the hooks. Keep that in there. It's big, but it's lightweight. So I think that was it for that pocket. Yep, that's it for that pocket. Then right here, this is the Ka-Bar backpack caster, they call it. And this thing is actually really neat. So it does not come with the lanyard. I added that. The ferro rod and whistle, obviously I added that. So it does come just as you see it. It doesn't come with the line. It does come with this little cover. So what I did, obviously I added my line on there. I put the cover on it, then I just took the hook, hooked it on right here, and then covered that with some Gorilla Tape. So when I'm ready to get into action, I can just pull that tape right off of there, release my hook, and I'm ready to go. So then, if you twist that thing and open it, inside is hollow. So you can store all kinds of things in there. Well, this one, I have some bobbers. I also have some of these Tender Quicks, which that's what's right there in the lid. Now, those can obviously be used to start a fire, obviously, but you could also use them as a float for your fishing line if, you know, say you were to lose all 3 of these bobbers. You could use those as well. So then I also keep the little teeny tiny Spyderco bug, I think they call this one. That is just a little teeny tiny knife, but it's effective though. I mean, it would cut a fishing line anyway, and that's all the more it's for. But pretty neat little knife. It very robust and durable for its size. Okay, so also in there I keep some big safety pins, because you know you could use those in making your other passive fishing devices, or could even improvise a hook if you had to. Otherwise, I do keep some other hooks in there, some sinkers, some swivels, and this is something here you don't see in a lot of. Let me just put those down right there. These are something you don't see in a lot of people's fishing kits. These are the little eyelet screws. So what these are for is you can take you a stick and screw these in it and make yourself a fishing pole. And then you can either hand wind your line, or you could actually, you know, construct a reel out of wood and sticks and stuff like that if you're, you know, inclined enough to do so. Or you could just use the backpack caster as your reel and, you know, use the rod to be able to cast it out farther. So at any rate, they weigh nothing. You know, why not keep them in the kit? I just don't see any reason not to. So that's that. Put all this stuff back in there real quick, because I don't want to lose any of it as I pour it all over the place, or get stabbed by any of the hooks. That'd be fun. Just what I need. But yeah, this Ka-Bar backpack caster, and of course none of that's going to go back in the way I had it. Why would it? That's okay. We'll mess with that later. So there's that. Now, the one that I'm sure everybody's wanting to see more so than those two, obviously, 5 points if you can guess what this is. So going to the back, I've got another one of those sheaths I was talking about in a previous video. And in there I keep another Silky Pocket Boy. Because again, best saw for the money. Cannot go wrong with this thing. You get one, you'll love it. But in this one, I did go ahead and use the clips to just affix it to the back, because when using this kit, this comes in a lot of handy. And also, this saw would fit inside the kit without the extra sheath, but I just kind of like it on the outside like that. You know, that way it's much easier. I don't have to go into the kit to access the saw. Also keep a big square of the heavy duty tin foil, so that way when you're making your fire you can put that down first, you know, to keep everything out of the moisture and such. So we'll go ahead and get into this guy. There's gonna be all kinds of goodies. This thing is jam-packed, just like my other survival kit was, so shouldn't be too big of a shock there. And we'll start over here, why not? So right here on this little lanyard, I keep one of these UST Sparkies, and it's one of the one-handed ferro rods, and this thing works great. I mean, it throws gobs and gobs of sparks. A lot of people don't like it because you have to, you know, slam it against the ground to get it to spark, or do it, you know, with your finger and burn your finger. And yeah, that being said, you know, it's a good ferro rod though. It really is. And it's easy to use. My kids can even use it, you know, no problem. So I keep it in there. This container just has char cloth in it. And then right here on this like little bungee hook deal, which I added, it doesn't come with that, but I keep one of the carpenter pencil sharpeners, and it works great for, you know, putting your sticks in there and getting your little shavings going. I just keep it right on there, nice and easy to get to and use. Over here, under here, I keep a little roll of orange duct tape, which can be used as a flame extender, or again, million uses for duct tape. Probably don't need to list all of those. There's not enough time on this video, and you wouldn't watch that long anyways. So moving along, do have a Light My Fire ferro rod, which, for the record, this can be used one-handed, so this isn't even necessary. However, it does take more skill to operate this in a one-handed capacity, so if you don't know how to do that, you might want to check out some vids on that. This here is the Fat Rope, there it is, Fat Rope Stick by Production Hanger 51. This stuff is pretty good. It's wax impregnated rope, cotton rope. You just shave it off. Well, when you open it, it's got a hard tube on it. You can just slide it out, cut it off, and kind of rough it up and break it up, and it'll light just like your cotton balls, or, you know, even like your Tender Quick tabs. It lights basically just like that. You know, it'll take a flame, it'll take a spark, whatever you need to do, it'll go. Regular flint and steel, or traditional flint and steel, I should say. Not sure if that would light this or not. I've not tried it. But again, if you were trying to be conventional using that, you're probably not going to use this as a tinder. So there's that. This stuff is kind of pricey. I haven't used it. I've watched a lot of videos on it being used, so I'm gonna break it out one day and give it a try. I did make my own version of it, and it works phenomenal. You know, no complaints there. So something else to consider. Right here, gotta have the good old pocket bellow. You never know when you might need that. And then right here I keep the Victorinox one-handed trekker. This is an excellent knife, or multi-tool, however you want to look at it, but it is excellent. If you do not have one of these, I highly recommend you get one. You will really enjoy it. Very comfortable, has all the tools that you really need in a wilderness setting. Great for a fire kit. They're pretty tough, pretty sturdy. The only thing I'm not super crazy about is the blade. As you can see here, it's like a third of the way is straight edge, which I like, and the rest of it is serrated edge, which I don't really care for. But I do like that they swapped it around. Generally, you'll see the serrations at the back, the fine edge at the front. They've done it opposite, so that way when you are carving on stuff, you're using the regular edge versus the serrated edge. So that's kind of nice, but I also have this same knife with a regular fine edge too, so this is just the one I keep in this kit. But this blade does also lock open, which is nice. Now the tab does push to the right, whereas most of the time they push to the left, so that's interesting. Also has a wonderful saw. I'm sure you've heard of the Victorinox saws. They're great for what it is, the size and all. It works great. Also, nice 90-degree spine there that you can use for striking the ferro rod or preparing your tinder. Has your toothpick, your tweezers, Phillips screwdriver, but it also has an awl, which is excellent for, crafting things, or again, you could strike implements with it, or, get shavings, whatever the case may be. And usually when you see a lanyard on something that I put on there, I always use fire cord, so it's got the fire tinder strand in it. That way, you've at least got a little bit extra fire tinder. I mean, the way I see it, you can't ever have too much fire tinder. I mean, in the wilderness, while you're out there, if you come across a good bit of tinder, go ahead and grab it up and just don't use your kit tinder. Yeah, I couldn't get that in there. I got tired of messing with it. But then you don't have to use your tinder that you brought with you, so it would prolong your supplies. So let's see what else we have back here in this pocket back here. A commando saw. These things, not wild about it, but it's small and it's lightweight, so why not just go ahead and throw it in the kit. Nonetheless, could be a good backup if you were to break your silky saw, which you definitely could if you don't know how to use it. So this right here, live fire, I do keep it in here, and this one is also new. I've not tried it out yet, so that's something else I'll have to try out and see if I like. Again, I did make my own version of this, and it worked exactly as good as what the videos on this that I've seen, so be interested to try this out. It does have a smell of beeswax and mineral oil, so my guess is it'll work great. And I just put this Ranger band over it just to kind of help keep it closed, but also you can use your Ranger band as a fire tinder or extender, if you didn't know that. Alright, that's going to be it for that pocket. So jumping over here, and in this kit is where I keep my little work sharp field sharpener. That's going to have the coarse and the fine diamond plates, the ceramic rod with varying grits, and also the leather strop. I just keep it in this kit because generally this is what I'm going to use the most, is the fire prep stuff. So I figure that's a good spot to keep that. And then we'll go ahead and pull this out. So I keep this in here as well, which is probably not necessary because I keep the Victorinox, but I went ahead and did it anyway. Mora Eldris, which is a wonderful, wonderful little fixed blade knife. Does have a sharpened spine on it, so it's perfect for the ferro rod. Went ahead and put the fire cord lanyards on them, and did put one of the little necklace type ferro rods on there, so a backup to a backup to a backup. I don't know if you can have enough backups. I don't know. I just know that in my fire kit, you ain't ever gonna run out, I don't think. There's so many ways to start fire in this thing. It's kind of wild. Alright, moving over here. This is going to be the Exotac Titan light. So this is going to be a kerosene lighter. Well, you know, uses Zippo fluid. Hard aluminum body on it, watertight, you know, with seals. And I can see that when I filled it, I overfilled it, so I can see fluid on there. I don't know if you can see that, so I'm not going to light this up. I'm going to have to drain some of that fluid and clean it up a little bit. But one neat feature this has, it's just like a little over a turn, not even, maybe a whole turn, I don't know, but it comes off really quick. You know, you don't have to sit here and unthread it for ever and ever, but great product here. They are kind of pricey. The Exotac products are, you know, pricey, like I said. However, they are made in the USA, and they are really good products. So I do like Exotac, so I do use a lot of their stuff. And again, the fire cord lanyard, which is featured in most of my stuff. And I do just loop that over that, just in case this kit were to come open for some reason and I didn't notice, then I would not lose that item. I think that's a pretty good practice to have. Exotac Match Cap XL. Basically the same type of idea as the Titan light. You've got your hard aluminum case, striker on the bottom, fire cord lanyard. Same deal, the quick opening. And then when you open that, it keeps a little bit of cotton in the top that you could use as tinder. I've filled it with the UCO Stormproof matches, as well as just some regular matches. And I've also got, I guess it's down in there, but another strike board, which you can see there's one here as well that stays under the O-ring seal, so this one won't get wet. This one down here would get wet. This one would not. And like I said, I do have an extra one slid down in there. So also not cheap, but a great product. Made in the USA and tough and durable. Okay, here we go, another Exotac product. You'd think they'd sponsor this video, but that'd be awesome if they did, but unfortunately they did not. This is called the Fire Sleeve. It's got a soft rubber bottom with a hard, like plasticky kind of top. And if you've never seen these, what these are going to do is make your Bic lighter waterproof, as well as pretty well indestructible. I just took some small shock cord here and tied the two together just so they stay together. Don't have to worry about losing it. But that way it'll ensure your Bic's always good to go. Also, you can take this little tab here once you light your lighter, and you can slide this little tab up over the trigger of your lighter there. That way you can take it and stick it up under your fire or whatever you need to do, and it'll stay lit. So pretty good idea there, I think. And as before, I like to run my, whoops, I did that backwards, didn't I don't know if I did or not. Oh well. I like to run my items, you know, through the loop and then have something around it. That way, if it were to fall or come loose, it wouldn't actually get lost. So then here, this is an item you wouldn't necessarily need to keep in here, but I like to because, man, this comes in handy. So this is a torch. You can get the most stubborn of tinders lit with this. And of course it is refillable with the butane. And yeah, of course, once you ran out of butane, this would be of no use to you because it does have the piezo type ignition in it. Whereas with a regular Bic, if it ran out of fluid and the flint was still good, that could still be used to start a fire. If you don't know how to do that, check into videos on that. That's a good skill to know also. But I keep this little container of fluid that goes with this lighter, so that is a lot of fluid. Keep fires going for a long time with that there, so just another good item to have. And we've got one more zippered pocket here. This is going to be a lot of tinders here. We'll just pull it all out at one time and then go through them. Alright, that's going to be all of it. So starting here, that's going to be the UST Wetfire. Great product. Try that if you haven't. A couple of alcohol prep pads. Also another good fire starter. A tea light candle that you can see has melted. I kept this bag in my car one day and it got really hot in there. But that's why I like to put anything with wax or anything like that into its own bag, because in the heat like that, they will melt. Oh, I forgot this. This was over here in between these two. A little stick of fat wood here for, you know, shaving up for fire starting and stuff. That stuff works good. You can buy that usually at the store, and it's usually not bad. It's not nearly as good as catching it in the wild, but it's okay. And here I've got a little bit, this is a little bit of wild caught fat wood dust and shavings and little twigs, so that way I got a little bit of the wild variety, little gamey flavor to that, but it's good all in all. Here, gonna have some more of the little Tender Quick there with some jute cord. Great tenders there. Some of the PJ cotton balls, the petroleum jelly cotton balls, also a great fire starter. Very cheap and economical to make, and they work excellent. Here, a Fresnel lens. And then a couple of the Trick birthday candles. So once you get that lit, they don't like to go out. The wind, if they do blow out, they usually just light right back up. So pretty nice item to have. So pretty good fire kit, I think. Pretty well got my bases covered. I'm sure there is other things I could add to it, but I don't know what they would be. I guess if you guys think anything else that could be added to these kits or whatever, you know, put it in the comments below. Let me know what you think. I'm glad you guys hung out and checked this out. So we're getting close to the 25 subscribers. Let's get it done, guys. I really do want to send something out to somebody. It'd be a nice surprise to get. So let's get that done. Try and have a good day, guys, and hopefully we'll see you on the next video. And I don't know what are we gonna do for part 5. Oh, I guess part 5 we'll do the supplement kit that goes with my bug out bag, which was the black bag that had the stainless steel container in it. So yeah, that's what we'll do for the next one. So have a good one, guys. We'll see you then.